Nice. My camera starts glitching out as soon as I go streaming. Well, if it fucks up too bad, I'll turn it off, but... Excuse me. Come on, motherfucker. Why is my camera doing this shit to me? Oh well. Support your boy for a new camera. I'm assuming it's a problem with the camera itself. Is it yanking on the cord too hard? Was that what was going on here? Okay, looks like we fixed it. Much better. Okay, let me start rolling here. I don't have too much longer before I have a meeting, but I plan on streaming again after the meeting. We have 3 days, maybe a little bit less than 3 days now. Yeah, we got 3 days, 20 hours until submissions due, right? There have been 25 submissions so far. Out of 3,642 entries, or participants rather. So that's a good sign. Like, our competition's not that bad. You know, we have we already have a working game. It plays well. It's kind of fun at times, and it has a lot of opportunity for expansion. So we're gonna jam on that shit. I've got the chat open in case you want to drop me a message while I'm working, but otherwise this is going to be me just grinding on the game, you know, just doing my thing in the way that I do it, which is sometimes quietly without talking about what I'm doing, because growing up writing code, learning how to write code, I didn't have anyone to talk to. You know, I didn't have people around me to engage with me or ask me what I was doing or anything like that. And even to this day, my own fucking family does not give a shit about the details. They don't give a fuck about anything it is that I actually have going on in life. Nobody ever shows interest. It's only the people outside of my family. And when I say family, I mean like immediate bio family, right? Like, there were 2 times during my mother's life. Shout outs to mom. She, it's been 4 years as of yesterday since she passed away from COVID-19. And when she was alive and I was still in her vicinity and we were able to, you know, advance our communication and relationship, you know, it finally got down to like me trying to explain to her computer science. That didn't go very well. Shout out to mom. Like, you know, just forgetting her password to an old account was enough to cause her a lot of stress. You know, like, you know, like I had to explain to her one time why not QR codes, but like why two-factor authentication and stuff is necessary. And I had to explain to her the concept of what a bot was and why, like, if you're a website application builder and you have something that has to get accessed and you have to prevent people from, like, spamming it somehow. Oh no, it was CAPTCHA. She was trying to understand why CAPTCHA works, or like why we need CAPTCHA. And I remember having that conversation with her, and she was like, "Why are people like that? Why can't they just not do that?" And it's like, Mom, I understand, but you don't get it. You know. But what I was getting at was that there were two times where I had real attempts at trying to communicate like what computer science was and what game dev was. And both times she was so bored, like no interest, like absolute, like she was being held hostage by my conversation. And I only wanted to like confer to her that like, because a lot of people probably look at computer people as just being like a slave, like someone who's just like a whipping boy or a whipping girl or somebody to just like go do that shit. You do what I tell you to do, motherfucker. And that's not what tech is for me. That's not what computer science is for me. Computer science is not about taking orders. It's not about submission to a system. It's about liberation. It's about freedom. Look at it as a Sunday. I'm reloading my ZSHRC so that we get the correct kanji day of the week. I like this. I think it's fucking cool. I've had this set up since 2011. It was one of the first things I did to customize my ZIC, or rather my Bash RC, which later became my ZSH RC. So clean commits, clean build. Okay, so where are we at? Like, what's the state of the game? Oh shit! You know what? I'm gonna close out Vim and reopen it because I had moved some files, so I was gonna kind of bork things a little bit. But we're sitting at 1634 lines of code, including white space and comments. It's starting to get up there, but it's still not innavigable. It's still totally doable. It's still within like reason because we have something that works and I'm able to grow it. And in the future, for like the next game, I plan on using a similar pattern to here, except it's not all going to be in one file. Like we're still going to do a lot of shit from like the global space. We're probably going to still find ways to avoid, you know, putting certain things on the heap if we can, and try to do as much as we can inside the stack, because syntactically this shit is clean as fuck. It feels so nice to have like actually produce this, being able to actually do C++ shit with all the fucking arrow syntax and the colons and all that goddamn bullshit, you know what I mean? So like coding feels fun again, and it's like the problems that I'm actually having to solve are like really small whenever I have them, and the problems are always self-created because it's ultimately about like what new features do we get into this thing, what, you know, like what new graphics, what new sound effects, how do we present things, how do we position things, how do we actually make things work and do what we want them to. So those are the problems at this point, which is not a problem to say. It's more like feature development. Problems are more like when you're and it's really more the anticipation of like hang-ups that might occur, or like roadblocks or speed bumps in your road when you're actually working on something. That's what I mean by problem, right? Like, I think a very simple target before I even run the game would be to get an HUD up in this bitch. We have a debug panel that displays a ton of information, but like nothing specific to the HUD. So what can we do about that? One thing that we can do is display the amount of coins that you've collected. And maybe even showcase like your current level. So in the top left corner at the very minimum, we can have some text that indicates like your current level and maybe like your current coin count. So the debug panel I've actually minimized to a pretty small point at this point, but like and we're doing this without Copilot unless I otherwise say. My Copilot usage I intend to be minimal. It's only going to be used in a what I would describe as a surgical fashion. In the past I've just like run with Copilot like on all the time, but I'm trying to create a balance where I'm actively using my human programming skills and only reserving like my reliance upon the LLM for situations where I absolutely feel like it would be faster. There's a right way to do vibe coding, I feel like. I don't believe in this like the code is non-existence bullshit. It's like everything is code. Code is shit and everything is shit. Everything. Everything is shit. Shit. Bullshit. Everything is fucking shit. It's fucked up shit code. Fuck. Okay, I'm done. Where are we going with that? Try to. We're going to do white, and then we're going to do draw text at 0010 or 0030 white. Okay. Alright, so let's get a text format up in this bitch. Be like, coins? No, level. And then coins. So you do like, player level, and then current coins. So that's sufficient for an HUD, like just to get started. Like if time permits, you know, we can like get fancy and put like symbols and shit up in there. That's what I was planning on doing, but this is faster. This gets it in. I'll try not to make the HUD like too like encompassing or like too, you know, like you're gonna need this. You're gonna need the vertical space because one of the things I want to put in today is enemies that drop down from the top. But before I can realistically do that and expect like the player to like not fucking hate me, I really need to actually get the up direction working for like moving sword, because we have left and right working, but we don't have fucking What don't we have yet? Like, we don't have the ability to, like, swing the sword up or down yet. We will soon. But first, we're doing this HED as just kind of like a warm-up. Okay. Here we fucking go. Oops. Actually, before I test it out, a real small upgrade to like the user experience. Instead of having to press like enter, we're gonna have them also press possibly A, like on the on different screens in order to advance them. So like if key pressed enter. Oops. Or is key pressed A? So start there. And then on game over also. Same thing on handle input merchant. So A will also be, because you're gonna have your finger on A a lot for attacking. So this will like allow you to accept options and do input and stuff without having to hit enter or move your hand away from the A key. And so that'll feel a lot better. So we'll do press A or enter to continue. All right, let's try it out. I forgot. We actually have to call that new function that we just put in, right? So, there we go. So it already feels good, right? But like, before I forget, an obvious upgrade that we need to do is for the enemies that are spawning from the left. When you kill them, the coins start moving back to the left, which is wrong. That they need to be moving in the same direction that the enemy was moving in. And I believe this should be an easy thing to do. So because we're passing the ID of the enemy into create coin so that we have like the position, we can do the same thing for the velocity. So one thing that we can do is start by getting the velocity of the entity ID that we were, that just got killed, right? So now, instead of hard coding in the directional movement, what we can do is, and actually this would make the coins move as fast as the enemy was, which might be interesting. So what we'll do is velo.x, like that, velo.y. Because there might be Y movement soon. There will absolutely be Y movement soon, because we're going to start making bats come from the top down pretty soon. I've also got plans for bosses. I've got a lot of plans, but like we have a limited amount of time to do this. I'm going to save the last day and a half for doing the design document and the web build. I should really do the web build sooner than that, honestly. Maybe I'll do that later today, after the stream and in the next stream. All right, so far so good. That was a pretty good run. At a certain point, you kind of cap out, and it's like pretty easy to like clear enemies and stuff like that, which is why we have to introduce new things in order to apply additional pressure to keep the player moving around on the screen, not able to like stay in any one place, and not able to dominate the enemies that are coming at you like that. Because the whole idea that I kind of came at was like, this is kind of like Vampire Survivors in a way, because all the enemies are coming to you. The original inspiration for this was like Gradius 3 in particular, or something like that. Let's see. Better UX and correct coin velocity. But we're actually going to still stick with -1. But what we're going to do is, if velo.x less than 0, we'll set it to -1, else +1. And that small tweak alone will also feel pretty good. All right away I see something to upgrade. So when we go to create works, we're currently hard coding and creating 2 every n frames. What I want to do instead is for int I equals 0, I is less than num orcs to create. Of course, we haven't created that variable yet, but we're about to. Define default orcs to create. And we'll start this off at like 1, and at certain intervals, increment this value. Or not that value, but rather int num orcs to create equals default orcs to create, and then in the cleanup we will reset that value So when we update level up and we actually perform the level up, or oh, this should be handle level up. If player level greater than or equal to 2, num orcs to create equals 2 to start with. That way, the first 5 enemies, you just have to kill one at a time. And then after that, there will at least always be 2. But then we have to decide on, like, when do we increase this value? So current orc speed is that, but like when we go to actually create the orcs, okay. So health replenish is no longer a thing that we're doing here. Or maybe we could introduce it again. I don't know. But it's not spawning at the moment, so we're going to comment that out. Yeah, the whole reason I did that was I wanted to introduce a orc spawn Y. Now, this is going to be something interesting to play with. So if the number of lanes that I want is going to be 3, then we would do this. But I was thinking of expanding this 2 to like 5, right? So I actually want to try that out. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like something about the spot, like how often shit's happening, could be tuned up to be a little bit faster. But um, wait, not else if. Hey, what's up, Dulce? How you doing, man? I actually the very first time that I was able to call myself a professional game developer, I was hired in 2011 to work on a title for a lady, and it was for iOS, and it was kind of a meta game. It was like a game of games in a way, like a lot of mini games supposed to be packaged into a single application. And I got a proof of concept rolling, and we actually got it up onto the App Store, but it didn't make any money. Like it, there were a lot of organizational challenges that were outside of my control, and as far as I know, there really wasn't like a strong marketing effort or anything like that, and it just never popped off. So, at the same time, it was really my first mobile application and my first real professional software project. So there were a lot of learning experiences on my end too. Um, if I had more experience going in, maybe it would have been different. But like at the same time, that experience actually got me my first corporate job. Not to mention, she also gave me the opportunity to work on the original version of Project RPG, which I actually have code for on my GitHub, titled Project iOS. No, Project A iOS. Um, I uploaded all of the code for that, and it's still up there. And it was written in Cocos 2D. Also for the iOS, it was intended to be an iPad game. The iPad experience was actually very nice. Very nice, yes, very nice. The iPad experience was very nice. What accent am I doing when I do that? My name is Borat. I am from Kazakhstan. Baby girl just woke up, so we're gonna have to go do a potty break. Uh, there was something very specific that I needed to add in. All right, hold on a sec, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna sit at the couch for a few minutes. I gotta get ready for my meeting soon, but I've got a little bit of time left. Let's get that game over stats stuff cooking up. And then next time, I will do some other stuff like the sword stuff and the bats and all that. forgot to increment the Y on everything. My bad. Something's wrong with my calculation there. What is wrong with my calculation there? Oh, right, because they're not floats. Oh, it's coins lost.